If you live in Ohio and didn't get to vote in the March 17th primary because in-person voting was canceled at the last minute due to coronavirus, you might be wondering, what the heck is going on? How am I supposed to vote? Do I get to vote at all? The answer is yes, you do. If you registered to vote by the February 18th deadline, you can still cast a ballot in the Ohio primary election, but you have to do it absentee, and the deadline is April 28th, which is like really soon. Voting absentee means you'll be mailing in your ballot. The only folks who will have the opportunity to cast a ballot in person are folks with disabilities, like a visual impairment, or folks who cannot receive mail. It's important to note that the state of Ohio is not automatically mailing everyone a ballot. In order to get your ballot, you have to submit a ballot request form and send it in by mail. The fastest way to do that is to go to the Secretary of State's website at voteohio.gov. There you can fill out and print the ballot request form. Take your completed form, put it in an envelope, attach a stamp, and mail it to your County Board of Elections by noon on April 25th. What if you don't have a printer? If you don't have printer access, boards of elections should accept a piece of paper with the ballot request information written on it. The paper must include all of the information required in the form, and it must be signed. What if you don't have a computer or internet access? Well, if you can't access the ballot request form online or don't have a computer, you can also pick up the phone and call your County Board of Elections to ask that a ballot request form be mailed to you. The same rules apply. You must completely fill out the ballot request form, put a stamp on it, and mail it to your County Board of Elections by noon on April 25th. A couple of things to note about filling out the ballot request form. Make sure to double check everything on your form. If you fill it out incorrectly, the Board of Elections could reject it. A common mistake folks make is writing the current date where their birth date is supposed to go. So don't do that. Once you've mailed in your ballot request, again, by noon on April 25th, you'll wait a few days and then you'll receive your actual ballot in the mail. While you wait, you can research your ballot. The League of Women Voters of Ohio has a voter guide that you can find at vote411.org. If you live in Cuyahoga County, you can check out the Jail Coalition's voter guide, which covers judges and state reps at bit.ly/jailco2020 primary. Your actual ballot, not the ballot request form, will come with a postage-paid envelope. Once your ballot arrives, you'll fill it out, put it in the postage-paid envelope, and drop it in the mail or take it to a drop box at your County Board of Elections. Now, this is important. Your ballot must be postmarked by April 27th. Once you've mailed in your ballot, hooray, you did it. You've fulfilled your civic obligation and exercised your right to vote. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why this multi-step process? Wouldn't it be a lot easier for Ohioans if the state just mailed postage-paid ballot requests to all registered voters, which, to his credit, is what Secretary of State Frank LaRose proposed? Of course it would. Unfortunately, the Ohio legislature did not agree. The only thing you will receive automatically from the state of Ohio is a postcard instructing you how to request a ballot. The same information we've just gone over. With this short timeline, you should get this process started ASAP. I suggest getting started after you've watched this video. Now let's address the elephant in the room. The April 28th deadline makes no sense. Voting rights organizations told legislators that they should complete the election in mid-May, and Secretary of State LaRose said it wasn't practical to finish before June 2nd if we were going to ensure that every Ohioan could vote. As it stands, thousands, if not millions, of Ohioans may not get to vote through no fault of their own. Research suggests that these voting changes may disenfranchise and hit Black and brown voters the hardest. Despite knowing all of this, the Ohio legislature voted to go with the April 28th deadline anyway. Clearly, they don't want us to vote. So we need to make extra sure to vote and get our people to vote too. Okay, so to recap, the 3 main steps you need to take are as follows. 1. Go get your ballot request form from the Secretary of State's website, ohiosos.gov. 2. Print and mail your ballot request form to the County Board of Elections by noon on April 25th. 3. Get your actual ballot in the mail, fill it out, and mail it in by April 27th so that your voice and your vote get counted. You can track your absentee ballot online at voteohio.gov. All the information in this video comes from the super helpful article, Here's How You Can Vote in Ohio's New Primary Election by Rick Ruin of the Columbus Dispatch. Now go ahead and get started on requesting that ballot.